Hey y'all, happy Sunday. So we're going to talk about, these are on, otherwise it's going to have, there we go. Otherwise it's going to have like a lot of really crazy sound. So this could work well if your kid is in public school and you're wanting to avoid like that holiday slump with them as well, but it specifically is geared toward homeschoolers. So I'm going to give you guys 4 different ways that I combat the holiday slump every single year. And I have lots and lots of friends that implement these in their homeschools as well. I know that they work. And I'll give you a hint. The answer is fun sheets. Not really. That's not the whole answer, but that's definitely part of it. And if y'all stay on until the very end, I have a pack of really awesome freebies. I've actually got 2 packs, one for moms, one for kids. So I'm excited to give those out totally for free to help you guys get through the holiday slump with your kiddos. Now, if you're new here or you're watching this on YouTube, my name is Tanya Johnson. I'm the founder of Helping Hearts Homeschool. And I founded Helping Hearts Homeschool to help parents put the joy back into homeschooling. As simple as that. So I'm super, super passionate about the homeschool journey. I'm also a realist. I understand that homeschooling is not always rainbows and sunshine, but it can be a very enjoyable experience for both the kid and the parents by just tweaking a few things from, day to day. So if you have any homeschoolers on your Facebook or your Instagram or your YouTube or wherever you're watching this, if you find value in this, share this out and help another homeschool mom with their homeschool slump as well. So the first thing I want to say, or the first tip I want to give rather, is plan ahead. Now, I will say there's a corresponding blog to this, so you do not have to take notes. I have done all the hard work and all the heavy lifting for you. When this is put up on YouTube, everything will be linked in the description. I've got some bonus material for you. I've got those freebies. Everything is on the blog. So if you're watching this live on Facebook or the replay right after I post it, just wait until I put the YouTube link and you can go access all the freebies without having to try to memorize links and write things down and that kind of stuff. So number 1 is plan ahead. Simply put, planning ahead is you're going to decide when you're not going to do school. And I want to say it's okay to choose not to do school. We do school year round. So simply put, that means we do school all year. So we do take lots and lots and lots of breaks at random times. Sometimes we do take breaks over the holidays. Sometimes we don't. The first thing you want to do though is you want to make sure you know your state's rules because you may have to hit a minimum in your state. We have to hit 180 days here in South Carolina. So with us doing year round, we're never in danger of 180 days. But if you go over to that blog post, there's a link that will tell you your state's rules. If you don't know them, I would check into those before you decide how many days that you're going to take off. But then I would give myself permission to take off school. It's the holidays. You do not have to feel pressured to school every day other than Thanksgiving or other than Christmas. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. Up until this year, so where we lived, my husband is from Maine, I'm from New Mexico, and we were living in Indiana. So we didn't go and travel to any family's houses. We typically just did Thanksgiving and Christmas at our own home. So usually I would school all the way up until the day before Thanksgiving. We would take Thanksgiving off. I'd start schooling again on Black Friday because there's not really a point in taking time off just to take time off. And I would do the same thing for Christmas. We usually took Christmas Eve and Christmas off, and that was it. And sometimes we would take New Year's Day off because New Year's Eve we'd do an all like lock in at the church or something. So I would say don't feel pressured to take days off if you don't need to. Use those days off for things that come up in your calendar later on that maybe not be holiday related. But this year we live a lot closer to family, so we are spending a few days with them. We're going to do a Black Friday shopping trip with my mother-in-law that I'm super excited about. So we have scheduled quite a few days off for the holidays. And again, you get to decide, like, just plan. If you want to take days off, take them off. If you're like, not really doing a whole lot, don't take them off. Now I'm going to show you how to make it fun. I wouldn't sit and do workbook work the whole Christmas break, especially if your kids have friends that are in public school and they know that they're taking a break. But I wouldn't feel pressured to take off and do nothing just because public school might be doing the same thing. But I will say one thing that we're going to do for Thanksgiving and Christmas, like the breaks, because we're all going to be traveling, is lots and lots of fun sheets. And I do have a whole pack of fun sheets that you can use with your kids that are educational. Because there's going to be a few times where I know my daughter is going to be the only kid in the room with different family members that we're staying with. So I don't want to just throw a screen at her and say, okay, go entertain yourself like the adults are talking. Instead, she'll have a pack of things she can do on top of arts and crafts. She can sit right in the room with us, and while we're talking, she can color or do a puzzle or whatever she's doing. But she'll have some fun pages that she can do to earn some screen time because it is the holidays. Like, I'm not a Grinch. She's definitely going to get to watch a movie or two, but it's not going to be a free for all. Like, here's a tablet. It's going to be, okay, you did this, this, and this. Awesome. Go watch The Grinch or go watch whatever movie she's wanting to be watched. So, number one, plan ahead. Just decide when you're going to do school and when you're not. Number two is be diligent. On the days that you decide you're going to do school, do it. Listen, I don't know where y'all live. Again, I'm in South Carolina so far. Like, it's 80 degrees here today. So I don't know what it's going to be around Christmas time or around like the actual week of Thanksgiving. I know next week we're going to get down to a low of like high 50s. But I know in most parts of the country, it's going to be cold and rainy and sometimes snowy. And you're going to feel tempted to just throw your plan out the window, get on the couch with a warm blanket and a hot beverage and watch a Hallmark movie. I promise you, if you do that, then on the day when it comes time to take those days off that you actually scheduled, you're going to be tempted to rush and get some things done in between fun, or you're going to feel guilty because you're quote unquote behind, and it's just going to be stressful for everybody. So be diligent when you choose, like when you plan to do school, actually do school. Now, having said that, make sure you plan a couple cozy days where you can watch movies and drink hot chocolate on the couch. Okay, if that's something you enjoy, plan a couple days like that. I'm going to plan several nights like that. I know my creative time is first thing in the morning. So you better believe by the time night comes around, I'm kind of like, and when I say night, like your girl goes to bed early, like 6 o'clock is nighttime for me. I'm like, man, I'm tired. Like, I just want to lay down and watch TV. I'm scheduling several of those nights in, and I'm going to do it unapologetically because I'm going to be diligent. And the time that I'm supposed to be working and doing school, I'm going to do it. And then when I get to that rest time, baby, I've earned it and I'm going to fully enjoy it. So be diligent, be present wherever you're supposed to be present at when you're supposed to be present. So plan ahead, be diligent, be creative. Listen, you homeschool your kids. That means you get to teach them life skills. When I was in public school, they had a thing called home ec. If you had home ec in your school, drop a 1 down below. And actually, it wasn't home ec in my school until later. It was Future Farmers of America. It was FFA because I lived way out in the country. But you know what we did in there? We cooked and cleaned. So here's what I want you to do. Get creative with your school days. If you're having an all day or a couple days, because some of y'all will be hosting a lot of people, cooking for the holidays, get your kids involved. Let them measure out the ingredients, let them bake, let them stir, let them do whatever, and absolutely count it as a school day. You are learning. You are teaching that kid or those kids valuable life skills. You are getting creative, and you are teaching your kids that learning doesn't only happen in the workbooks. Now, I am 100% a traditional homeschooler. I'm not an unschooler. I think there's a time and a place for both, but I do think that there's a place where you need to have a traditional classroom setting and sit and actually school your kids if you're choosing homeschooling. Just my opinion. But I also think that we have the privilege as homeschoolers to be able to teach our kids all the extra life skills. How many times have we said, man, I never learned that in school. I wish I would have learned that in school. Taxes, how to clean your house properly, cleaning. I just said cleaning, cooking. There's so many things that I'm like, man, I wish I would have learned that in school. And I have the opportunity to teach that to my kid, and so do you. So cooking is something. Maybe you're someone that you decorate big for the holidays. Let your kids help decorate with you. Let them sort, I don't know, colors if they're little. Sort colors of different decorations. Let them learn how to mount things on a wall. Let them learn how to hang lights on the outside of your house or inside of your house. Let them learn, get a project, have a DIY, like a tablescaping thing for Thanksgiving. Let them get some of that creative juice flowing. It might spark into a skill that they can turn into a career later. Cleaning. Listen, once a month, even when it's not a holiday, I take one day out of the first week of every month, just a random day. I spend all day and I deep clean my entire house. I wash all the blankets, all the comforters, all the sheets. Well, technically we do that more than once a month, but I do it on that day. But as far as like the throw blankets, I wash all those once a month that we just use randomly on the couch. I deep clean my whole house. I organize a few things that need to be organized. And my daughter does it right along with me. Again, valuable life skill that she needs to learn how to keep a home clean. And I say she because my daughter's a she. If you have a son, guess what? They also need to learn how to clean. No wife wants a husband who does not know how to wash his own underwear and match his own socks. I'm just throwing that out there. So just if you have boys, don't think, oh, well, he's a boy. I can't teach him how to cook and clean. No, he's going to be a bachelor one day, and he very well may live on his own even before he gets married. So if you live in an old-fashioned mindset, which my family does, where the wife does most of the cooking and cleaning because she stays home with the babies, and the husband works his butt off to pay all the bills, there's nothing wrong with that. However, it doesn't mean that the husband doesn't need to know how to cook and clean just because he's choosing not to do it. Just like it doesn't mean that I don't need to know how to do certain skills that are hireable in the job market just because I'm choosing not to do them at this point. So keep that in mind when you are teaching your kids certain things. Boys and girls both need to learn how to cook and clean, and I wouldn't say they need to learn how to decorate. You can, it's nothing bad, but I don't think that that's necessarily a life skill that like you have to have. But cooking and cleaning definitely is. Um, Listen, if you're someone like me and you run a business from home, during the holidays, that typically means what? Extra work. It means you're running extra ads, you're coming up with extra ads, you're coming up with social media graphics, you're coming up with social media copyright, you're doing a lot more videos. So typically, there's a lot of creative work in there. Get your kids involved. My daughter found out she loves graphic design because I started getting her involved in some promos that I was doing for Halloween. Now, will it turn into a career? Maybe, I don't know. She's 8. Like at one point, she thought she was gonna be a mermaid when she grows up. So who the heck knows? But it also sparked, because she really likes to get on the computer and make things, that we need to start taking some typing classes because I'm a little OCD. And sitting and watching her do this on the keyboard just like makes my anxiety go through the roof. So we're gonna start some typing classes. Regardless if she ever does anything like with typing as her main career, she will use that all through life. She'll use that if she ever works at any type of church, even volunteer. I did. I definitely use typing. She'll use it as a mom. Like we live in a digital world. So pretty much anything that our kids are going to be doing, typing is going to be an asset. So why not teach it to her young? So all that to say, get creative. Just because you're taking a break from workbooks for a couple of days does not mean you have to take a break from school. It's just going to look a little different. Keep in mind, your kids are probably little. If you're watching here, you probably got kids that are in elementary school. That's most of the moms that watch me. That's the case. Keep it fun. Your kid is not going to clean for 12 hours a day with a good attitude. What we did with our all-day cleaning days, well, what we do, I should say, is typically she cleans for about 45 minutes doing something. And when I say clean, like I let her put an audiobook on. She's got a drink beside her that she gets to like have a special drink on cleaning day. Um, and let me just think. How did I? So one of the cleaning, we call them blocks. So a cleaning block. She cleaned the kitchen, like she wiped the counters down. She started the dishes. She organized a silverware drawer that needed organized. She organized a like pots and pan, lazy Susan thing. And that was her block. So it wasn't like heavy cleaning because she's 8, but it was something that she definitely contributed to cleaning day. And then she got to take a 30-minute watch break. Then we did another 45-minute block. And I always make sure it's like 1 or 2 medium jobs and a small job. So I know the second one, I remember her cleaning out the bottom of the under the sink and the counter, like with the cleaning supplies. She cleaned her own room, which like that's her room, and she put away all her laundry. And then she took a 30-minute break. So break it up. Like your kid is 8. I don't even like cleaning for 12 hours a day. I don't do it. I take breaks too. So be creative, but also keep in mind their age. So avoiding the holiday slump. We've gone over 3 out of 4 so far. That is planning ahead. Decide when you're going to do and not do school. Be diligent. Be present and do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Be creative. Think outside the box. And the number 4 is have fun. So if you don't do 1, 2, and 3, let's say you are a school all year family, you're not taking any breaks other than like the day of. You don't really need some cleaning or cooking done. Like you're not doing much for the holidays. You're like I was several years ago, and that's fine. A lot of families do low-key holidays, and I envy you guys because I really like that style of holiday. Um, and you are not planning a lot of days off. Like you 1 through 3, you're good. Have fun. Do lots of field trips this time of year. If you believe in Santa, go take them to Random Bass Pro and let them get that free picture. If you don't have your kids believe in Santa, or you don't, you just don't encourage it, find other holiday themed things happening at the library, at your local mall. Go take your kids and do fun things during the school day and have some field trips. Do movie days. I just told you, we're definitely scheduling in some movie days. My daughter loves movies. She is all, and this is not me. I'm not a Hallmark movie watcher. I don't like that, like romantic. They're all the same to me. Like I've watched probably 10 Hallmark movies in my life, and they are all the same storyline. Girl comes to town, either never been there or hasn't been there since she was a kid, finds the hot random dude that she used to like. Usually girl's already engaged to somebody else, but doesn't love him or was chasing money or whatever. She comes to this quiet little country town, gets stranded there for whatever reason, falls in love with said boy, and they live happily ever after. Like that is every single Hallmark movie. My daughter eats that junk up. Like, I don't even know why Jesus gave me her as a daughter, because we are polar opposites, but she is all about them sappy romantic movies. So guess what we're planning on? We're watching some sappy romantic movies over the next 2 months. She loves, there's a Vanessa Hudgens one, The Princess Switch, I think is what it's called, and there's like 3 of them every year now we watch them. She just found another one, I don't remember what it was, but she loves those. So we are planning all the movie nights. Whatever your kids like, plan the movie nights. Friend dates. Have friends come over. Make gingerbread houses. Do cookies. Do crafts. We had friends over today, and they sat by the pool with us. We played some games. The little ones did a lot of crafts. The mom took a nap at one point because it was just like super relaxing out there, and we just had fun. Um, have a homeschool party. You don't have to do this. Every year, we do a homeschool Christmas party and a homeschool Halloween party and a homeschool Valentine party and a homeschool Easter party. Like we do parties all the time. And then if there's not a holiday, we have a random homeschool party and we're theming it whatever we want. But it's just a nice add-in to whatever holiday you're having. And especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's fun to have friends over and make it extra special. And then have themed days. We do a Thanksgiving day, we do a Halloween school day, a Christmas school day. And what I do is I'll have, like if my daughter's working on double-digit subtraction with borrowing, I will make up a random worksheet that is Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas themed, like in other words, has pictures of Christmas on there. And it's part of Christmas school. We'll have special food that day. We have special crafts. We'll play a special game. We'll probably end with some kind of a movie. Just have fun. Plan some fun things in there that go right along with school, that they don't add you a lot of extra stress. They don't take away from school, but they make the holidays fun. And listen, I went to public school. And if it'll make you feel better, check your local public school schedule. I can tell you, around the holidays, we had tons of fun days, party days, half days, few days off at a time. Around Christmas, we had 2 weeks off. I think they called it winter break because like political correctness. But we took plenty of days off. So you can do the same thing in your homeschool. I promise you in public school around the holidays, not every day is loaded with workbooks. Now, if you're going to have a theme day or you're going to have some kind of a party and you're going to make any kind of printables, consider selling them. Listen, I work with tons of homeschool moms. This is what I teach them to do. I teach them to get paid to do what they're already doing. People ask me all the time, well, how do you decide what to make? How do you decide what to sell? Listen, if I'm going to make it for my kid, I'm going to make it available to my audience. It's either going to be a freebie that I put into my funnel, or it's going to be a paid product. Just depends on what it is. I had a mom this week come and tell me her kid loved the sermon notebook. She's like, man, how'd you come up with that? That's so cool. You know how I came up with it? My kid was bored at night church because there's no kids program. All her friends were bringing coloring books and toys and playing with them, and we don't let her do that. It's just a rule in our house, not right or wrong. We just don't let her do it. So I was like, I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to help her have fun while paying attention. And we came up with a sermon notebook and sermon bingo. And she loves it. That reminds me, I need to print off this week's because I don't have it, and we leave in 20 minutes. So my rule of thumb, 99% of the products that I sell, it's because I had a problem that I fixed by making a solution for. And then I was like, hey, if I have that problem, other homeschool moms do too. Let's put it out into the world and see if I can help somebody else's problem and make a little money off of it in the process. So if you want to check out the Boss Mom Creator course, highly recommend doing that. Make money while homeschooling your kids. Why the heck not, right? So I hope this helped. 4 ways to, if you're just now hopping on, watch the replay. I'll link it up a little bit later. 4 ways to beat the holiday slump in your homeschool. Lots and lots of fun. Make sure you check out the blog that's going to be linked. Get all of the freebies. No catch, like literally you download them totally for free. And I will see you all in the next video because, again, this is Tanya Johnson, and I am reporting to you live from the homeschool trenches. Bye.